Good morning, and welcome to Art and Culture Monday. I hope that you guys are doing fantastic on this cold morning. Karibuni sana you all to Art and Culture Monday. Of course, you are watching KUTV. The show is Rise Today, and the edition is Art and Culture Monday with me, Karen Blessing, and we are doing fantastic this Monday morning. I know it's cold. It's been raining all over the country, literally the whole night. So I know it's a bit chilly, but hey, it's a holiday, so you get to be there. You get to be warmed up, curled up in your bed or in your couch, and I know that you're doing fantastic. So karibu sana. We are about to bring some more warmth your way, courtesy of Art and Culture Monday, because we have an amazing show prepared for you. We are ready. We are ready today. We are not even chasing away the weekend like we normally do. Haraka. Today we are giving the weekend time to pack, to left pole. You know, we are ready to make sure that you're having an amazing Monday morning, and we have an amazing lined up for you. But of course, we start kama kawaida. This is the 1st of May. Mwaka inakimbia. I personally feel like the year is running towards the end. So happy new month. We are in a new month. I am happy that it is on a Monday, so that means we get to start May the right way, the Art and Culture Monday way. So happy new month. I hope that you are doing fantastic. This is also Labor Day. So happy Labor Day to you too. We are going to be discussing that in a bit. But right about now, happy Labor Day. I hope that you are at home. If you're going to work, you and I both, okay? We are here, we are working, and we are going to be enjoying it and having fun while at it. This is also Monday number 18. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have been here 18 times. And we have a little bit more to go, because we have 34 more Mondays to go. And we are doing fantastic. And we are going to be going on to every Monday with the same energy, starting our weeks right, our months right, our year going on in the course of our year, right? Because we will start each week like this, with great energy, with amazing music, with great guests, and we are here to make sure that we are bringing you exactly that. Today's lineup is out of this world. We have live acts for you. We are going to be sitting down and talking about matters film, and we are going to be having another conversation today that is going to grasp your attention. I know for a fact that you know this has been going on. We're going to be talking all matters culture at length today, you know. So if you have been wondering, you have questions around culture and religion, we are going to be having that conversation. I'm going to be telling you in details. So just relax too, okay? Sit back, relax, and you're going to be enjoying an amazing show. But we are going to be also talking matters film, because we are art and culture. We are also going to be talking to our live acts today. We're going to be having amazing performers right here in studio. So stick around for that one, okay? We're going to be having an amazing show, and our lines are open right from right now on 0739110544. That is the WhatsApp and SMS line. And also, our online platforms are open. We are streaming live right about now on YouTube and Facebook. So kimbia pala tu kwa comment section. Look for KUTV Kenya. Look for Karen Blessing on Facebook. You're going to be finding that show that is streaming right there is this one. So leave your comment. Let me know how you're doing on this chilly morning. Let me know, are you going to work, by the way? Are you going to work, ama wewe una enjoy Labor Day? You are out there having a great time, civil service benefits, sitting at home and having an amazing time. I would love to know if you are doing so. Also, I'd like to know how traffic is wherever you are going. Of course, today being a holiday, we want to understand, is there still traffic on Thika Road? Okay, so keep me updated, keep me posted, and let me know exactly how you are doing. But right about now, let's get this show on the road. Art and Culture Monday is officially on the road. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We want to take a look at what is happening on our roads to know how are we doing this morning. And of course, ours is courtesy of Mathri Route on Twitter, but I'm also waiting for you because I know you're traveling from point A to point B. That is actually why we suggested this live link where we are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, because we understand it's not all of us that are in a position to sit at a TV on a Monday morning watching a breakfast show, but you can take us with you on the road. So I'd love to know how traffic is doing on your side, whether you're headed into the CBD, away from the CBD, watching from different counties in this country. I'd love to know watu wa Meru, watu wa Nakuru, watu wa Naivasha, watu wa Mombasa. How are you guys doing and how is traffic on your side on 0739110544. But right about now, we want to take a look at what is happening on the on our traffic, courtesy of Mathri Route on Twitter. And someone is saying Thika Road kuko clean this morning. It should be holidays daily. Well, okay. That is a new one for Thika Road because it is barely. There is usually traffic along Thika Road. But I'm glad that this morning is, great. Someone is saying morning, the rain showers starting at Blue Post towards Keno, Makutano, Sagana. Climbing the mountain, it's really risky. Be cautious on the road. So yes, if you're umetoka Moranga, umetoka Nyeri and you're headed into Thika town, kindly drive safely. There is quite a bit of traffic on that side, so please drive carefully. Someone is saying Mombasa Road this morning ni bumper to bumper, but at least tunasonga. So Mombasa Road this morning is a bit of traffic, but people are moving. Someone is saying Waiyaki Way this morning is moving smoothly. I am getting the thinking that today's traffic is not as bad, especially because it is a holiday. I'm guessing it's because not many people are headed into the CBD for work. So Waiyaki Way, Mombasa Road, Thika Road, the Eastern Bypass, most of those roads are doable this morning. So you're not going to be taking a lot of time if you're headed into the CBD. Good news to you because it is doing well, better than most Mondays, at least better than most Mondays. I also hope that you're keeping warm because the weather is a bit chilly this morning, but I'm waiting for your updates. Those are mine. So today we can say we are moving. If you're headed somewhere this morning, if you're especially the direction of the CBD, you might not be taking as much time on the road, and that is good news. So changamka. If you're going to, you are supposed to get into the CBD, do so because you're going to be having an easier time this morning. I'm still waiting for your updates on our WhatsApp and SMS line, which is 0739110544, and also on our online platforms at KUTV Kenya and at Karen Blessing. But that is all we have for you right now, courtesy of Mathri Route on Twitter. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are setting pace for the show that is Art and Culture Monday at 35 minutes past 7 a.m. And we are doing great. Labor Day has officially started. Well, started at 12:01 midnight. But, most of you are awake right now. So we are kicking off the day that is Labor Day. And I want us to have a brief conversation around that, So let's start because going to sit here and assume that you know what today celebrates. So Labor Day is a day that usually is on the 1st of May every year in Kenya, and it's a public holiday. It's a day off for the general population, and schools and most businesses are closed. Labor Day is often used as a day to defend workers' rights, like labor. So laborers, it is used to defend the rights of workers, both civil servants, the private sector, to just, voice out what workers need for a better environment, or what they need in terms of better payment, or better packages when it comes to payment, NHIF, or I don't know, NSSF, or housing, transport allowance. It is used to discuss workers' rights and how they can be defended, or how they can be bettered in the long run. So that is what Labor Day celebrates. And I don't know whether you're home. I'd like to know, are you home celebrating Labor Day? Ama uko job? Kama uko job pia, it might be also another way to celebrate a Labor Day. But today I wanted to know, just simply, what do you like about your job? Just that. What do you like about your job? Kama hakuna kitu pia, let me know, because it's a sad state of affairs if you like nothing at all about your job. But also I would like to know that and know why are you still there. So this morning we are not even having a lot of kasheshe here and there. I just want to know, what do you like about your job? This Labor Day, what do you actually like about your job? You can talk to me on our online platforms, which are open right about now. We are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at KUTV Kenya and at Karen Blessing, and also on our SMS line, which is 0739110544. Simply put, what do you like about your job? That is all we want to discuss today as we celebrate Labor Day together. I know most of you are home, so I know most of you are watching. Hence, I am waiting for a lot of feedback, because I know you guys are at home while I'm at work. What do I like? Your feedback. As of now, I like very much your feedback to me on air right about now. So let me know, what do you like about your job on this Labor Day? That is the conversation that we are going to be having in the course of the show. Of course, we're going to be having amazing guests who we are also going to be asking this question, because they are involved in very different spheres of work in this country, and we would also like to know from them. But before we even jump to our guest, we want to know, what do you like about your job? That is the question of the day. I am waiting to hear your feedback, even as we go to our news updates, because coming right up is letting you know what is happening in the country, courtesy of our news updates. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We want to start on our news updates, where President William Ruto yesterday joined other senior government officials and political leaders to attend a Thanksgiving service held at Makutano grounds in West Pokot County. The president has promised to launch a number of development projects in the county, including construction of roads and houses under the Affordable Housing Project. Ruto, at the same time, has told the opposition that it will be met with full force of the law should they engage in violent protests. Take a look.
President William Ruto has today attended the Thanksgiving chapter for West Pokot County, where he blasted the opposition for their resumption of mass action protests. The president has said that the government is ready to deal with the opposition should it engage in destructive protests.
Wale wanafikiria
with the singing.
During a prayer service in Makutano, West Pokot County,
West Pokot County, where he blasted the opposition for their resumption of mass action protests. The president has said that the government is ready to deal with the opposition should it engage in destructive protests.
Wale wanafikiria ya kwamba watatumia mambo ya siasa kuharibu uchumi wa Kenya, kuharibu biashara ya Wakenya, kuharibu kazi ya Wakenya. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie they will be met with the full force of the law.
President Ruto says that the election period is dead and buried and that it is time to concentrate on developing the nation.
Sasa tuanze kupanga vile tutashughulikia mahitaji, matakwa ya wananchi, ya maendeleo na mipango yao ya kupeleka Kenya mbele. Kenya is not just about leaders. It is about 50 million Kenyans.
The president has also promised to launch a number of development projects in the county, including construction of roads and 3,000 houses under the Affordable Housing Project. The president has also promised that the military officers in West Pokot are not leaving anytime soon and that the government is planning to set up a military camp there. Several Kenya Kwanza allied members, led by Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, have called out former President Uhuru Kenyatta for engaging in politics in what is supposed to be his retirement period.
Wale wanaandamana wanafukuza investors katika urban centers. Na wale wanasumbua wakulima hapa na wafugaji sasa wanahakikisha kwamba zile hidden treasures za West Pokot mtu hataguza.
Wakati umestaafu kama rais, tunataka tukuheshimu na tukuenzi kama rais. Na uwe umuombe rais ambaye anachukua hatamu baada yako afaulu. Sababu Bishop ametuambia hiyo ndiyo success ya kiongozi.
President Ruto's West Pokot Thanksgiving chapter comes just 2 days before the mass action protest return. Joseph Kiss, KUTV.
Moving on, President William Ruto yesterday said he will form a task team in conjunction with the clergy to help formulate a self-regulation mechanism to root out fraudulent religious leaders seeking to abuse religion for personal gain. This comes in the wake of reported cult activities linked in controversial preacher Paul Mackenzie in Shakahola village in Kilifi County that has so far claimed over 110 lives.
During a prayer service in Makutano, West Pokot County, President William Ruto said the move to regulate churches in the country will provide a mechanism for compliant church leaders to report rogue elements in the wake of reports of related cult activities in the country.
Nitafanya consultation na viongozi wetu wa dini katika taifa letu la Kenya. Tuwe na task force so that we can weed out the characters who want to abuse religion, to run businesses and things that are anti-religion in the Republic of Kenya.
Ruto noted that the envisaged framework will provide the religious leaders and institutions with the necessary mechanisms to identify those who are operating against the law.
We want to provide a framework agreed with our religious leaders, a framework that will provide for self-regulation so that church, so that religion, so that our spiritual leaders can have a mechanism where they can point out to government those who want to abuse religion for other purposes.
The president made the remarks in response to the recent exhumation exercise of over 110 bodies in Kilifi's Shakahola forest, in which victims have been linked to controversial televangelist Paul Mackenzie of Good News International Church. Mackenzie, who is currently in custody, is accused of convincing his followers to starve to death, arguing that it is the only path to God. Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, while speaking during a church service at Cathedral of Praise Ministries Church in Imara Daima, said transferring senior security officers in Kilifi County will not provide a lasting solution. This follows Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki's announcement of a mass transfer of security officials in Kilifi County on Friday.
In Kilifi, where this thing happened, there is a chief, assistant chief, now, of course, intelligence, the whole government network, I don't think it is enough, my learned junior brother, Kindiki, to just have gone there and said, I'm changing. There's something basically wrong.
The government on Friday suspended the exhumation of bodies at Shakahola Forest in Kilifi County owing to bad weather. Police are also holding New Life Prayer Center preacher Ezekiel Odero in connection with the series of deaths at his church. The government has since shut down his prayer center located in Kilifi's Mavueni area, as well as TV stations owned by the two preachers as investigation continues. Salma Swaleh, KUTV.
Moving on, Azimio leaders have vowed to carry on with their planned Tuesday street protest despite failing to secure approval from the relevant city authority apparatus. Azimio leaders, including Kalonzo Musyoka and Martha Karua, who led the Azimio activities in Nairobi's Imara Daima yesterday, insisted that their mass action is grounded in law and that they need no permission from the police aside from notifying them of their plans. While on a working tour in Kajiado on Friday, President Ruto vowed to act should the demonstrations interfere with public order. Take a look.
It is Raila Odinga's declaration of a return to street demonstrations last Friday in Kibra's Kamukunji grounds, moments after landing from Dubai, that returned the country to the point it was in at the start of this month. Odinga and his troops are accusing the government side of lacking seriousness in the now stalled bipartisan talks, which they had stopped their bi-weekly protests to take part in. As things stand, all indicators point to a clash between Azimio and Adamson Bungei-led police, who have withheld permission for the protests.
Tuesday, tarehe 2 mwezi wa 5 tunarudi uwanjani.
Wangapi anasema 7 lazima ifunguliwe? Wangapi anasema bei ya unga lazima ichuke chini ya shilingi 100? Kwa hivyo mambo haya tunayafanya kwa niaba ya sisi zote wenyewe pamoja.
Sasa ujumbe kwa William Ruto. Wacha makasiriko mingi. Wacha kujipiga kifua. Maandamano haihitaji ruhusa yako au ya polisi. Tutaandamana Jumanne sababu ni haki yetu.
The leaders were addressing residents of Imara Daima after attending Sunday church service. President Ruto has sharply criticized the opposition's hardline stance, terming them as selfish and anti-common citizens.
Saa ile tumeteremusha unga ndio hii imefika 160. Saa hii wamesema hata ukiteremusha unga bado tutaendelea na maandamano. Kumaanisha haikukuwa ni unga walikuwa wanatafuta, ilikuwa ni vizingizio.
On Thursday, President Ruto vowed to act firmly in order to maintain order amid Azimio's protests.
Kwenda Nairobi katikati, atikwenda kuharibu mali ya wananchi, atikwenda kulete fujo. Mimi nataka niwaambie my friends, hiyo haitawezekana. Mimi ndio rais wa Kenya. Na kama mnataka kuendelea, mtajua hamjui. Yes, enough is enough.
Despite getting off their high horses and agreeing to talks, Raila and Ruto are again pulling apart. The constant question is, will there be demos in Nairobi on Tuesday? The response varies depending on who you ask and their political affiliation. Dennis Omondi reporting for KUTV.
Moving on, students from the School of Medicine at Kenyatta University yesterday held a peaceful demonstration at Thika Superhighway, lamenting over the denial of access and internship opportunities at Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, and that the hospital has been ignoring their demands for a while now. Here is Salma Swaleh with the report.
A section of Kenyatta University students held peaceful demonstrations along Thika Superhighway on claims of sidelining of their demands by the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital. The students highlighted their fears of deregistration of over 2,000 medical students due to lack of proper training. The students released their press statement addressing KUTRRH administration, telling them on how much they have been ignoring their demands to access the facility. Led by the Kenyatta University President Teddy Odhiambo, They have expressed their frustrations and asked the government and the school administration at large to work on their demands.
I'm sending a clarion call and a stern warning to Professor Paul K. Wainaina, our Vice Chancellor, CS, Ministry of Health, and the President of the Republic of Kenya, that because we love peace and placidity, we have come for a PESA. But next time, the eve of the Hyde Park. It is just a rehearsal. If this is not acted upon, we will come back here, we'll come back again, and we shall not rest because comrades are tired.
I am deeply saddened by the state of events happening at KUTRRH, considering we as medical students do not even have the chance to do our medical electives at the place. Neither do we have any communication regarding internship opportunities that are available, knowing very well that KU is well known for research opportunities, yet we aren't able to access them. We really hope that the university fraternity and the government of Kenya will work hard to facilitate and literally listen to our demands.
The students also complained on the need to wake up as early as 4 a.m. to start a long journey of around 40 kilometers to Kiambu Sub-County Level 5 Hospital for medical studies.
Because of the frustration and deficiency occasioned to Kenyatta University medical students.
Their demands are as follows: the return of KUTRRH to KU, ownership of KUTRRH revert back to them, KU medical students begin to utilize the hospital for their learning purposes, allocation of lecture halls, training personnel and wards be done before the commencement of the next semester. The wrangles between KU medicine students and KUTRRH have been going on for a while now, with the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua speaking at the KU graduation December 16th last year, promising that there would be a tripartite meeting to solve the matter.
After constant wrangles between the Kenyatta University medicine students and the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, the Kenyatta University medicine students have today gone for a strike, hoping that the Kenyatta University Teaching Referral Hospital, together with the Kenyatta University administration, will heed to their demands. Salma Swaleh, KUTV.
Moving on, the Kenya Veterinary Association yesterday marked the 26th World Veterinary Day in Kakamega County by vaccinating 2,499 livestock after a veterinary association conference that was meant to sharpen the skills of veterinarians. The animals were vaccinated against foot and mouth disease, lumpy disease, and other common diseases.
The Kenya Veterinary Association has today marked the 26th World Veterinary Day in Kakamega after a scientific veterinary association conference that was meant to sharpen the skills of the veterinarians. The veterinary surgeons who were part of the team performed free surgeries on cats and dogs in effort to control their population through sterilization method. According to Charles Ochodo, the Deputy Director of Veterinary Services, the country has a control strategy at hand which will help eradicate rabies by 2027. He also asked dog owners to always present their dogs for vaccination.
We have a control strategy which we intend to use to eradicate rabies in the country. At least by 2027, we should have eradicated rabies.
Dr. Achibeu, the chair of Kenya Small and Companion Animal Veterinary Association, said the campaign aims at managing the population of domestic cats and dogs, which will help control the spread of rabies.
Here is basically a campaign to improve or to manage population in domestic dog and cats. And this is important in the sense that, one, it minimizes the number of strays or unwanted puppies and kittens.
University of Nairobi's Professor of Veterinary Surgery, John Demesi, said Kenya has approximately 3,000 veterinary surgeons, with 84 expected to graduate in September this year. He also called for collaboration on One Health approach to manage diseases across humans, animals, and the environment for better living.
Activity of animals is assured, disease control is also assured, in what is now the most important strategy, the One Health approach to management of disease that are crossing the human lives to animal lives as well as the environment. And all this is important that we all collaborate.
With this year's theme being promoting equity, inclusiveness and equality in the veterinary profession, the exercise is aimed at reducing the spread of rabies across prevalent counties. Beryl Rotich, KUTV.
Still on matters agribusiness, over 30,000 dairy and pig farmers in Embu County are set to benefit from the affordable biogas installation by a foreign investor in a move aimed at reducing cost of cooking using charcoal and firewood, as well as conserving the environment. The company says it only requires each farmer to have at least 2 cows or pigs producing 2 to 3 buckets of dung. Take a look.
Embu farmers are being encouraged to embrace the use of biogas in order to conserve the environment, as well as to ensure a reduction on the cost of cooking in the wake of the high cost of living. An Israel farm known as the New Markets Home Biogas Global that has been operating in the counties of Kiambu, Meru, Nyeri and Muranga has extended its operations to Embu. The company's senior vice president, Muli Lahav, says every farmer who has at least 2 cows or pig can easily be able to benefit from this clean energy that will also go a long way in saving trees that have predominantly been the main source of cooking energy.
Wakati tunalisha ng'ombe alafu unakuona ukipepana na mkukiangazi kuenda kazini na unalipa baka mtu wa mbonda hiyo ng'ombe kama mimi I'm in the livestock and I.
According to Mr. Lahav, the biogas, the methane gas produced can cook for at least 5 hours a day, and the residue slurry can be used in place of fertilizer in the farm to improve soil fertility and crop yields.
The systems can treat 2, 3, 4 buckets of cow dung every day in a way that it breaks it down in an anaerobic process, and out of that process there are 2 amazing outputs that comes out. One of them is methane gas, biogas, that people can cook on their stoves about 4 to 5 hours a day, and the second output is rich nutrient that comes pushed out of the system around 100 liters a day that can be used and applied on the cash crops, on the cow fodders in a way that it's improve the harvest and the yield, and of course the fertility of the soil.
Embu, we have more than 20,000 small-scale dairy farmers and probably more than 10,000 pig farmers. Right now we understand that the number of small farmers with biogas system is less than 1%, and more than 80% of them are actually using firewood and charcoal and clean cooking.
Farmer George Kivuti says the biogas technology has helped him save a lot since it is cost effective compared to cooking with firewood, and that he has been using the biogas slurry produced by the biogas system on his coffee and maize farm, leading to increased soil fertility and bumper harvest. Biogas has proven to be effective for electricity production on sewage works, cooking, as well as a conservation agent to environment. Salma Swaleh, KUTV.
Moving on, Migori County and the Kenya National Farmers Association have embarked on a registration process to identify and categorize farmers into various value chain clusters to facilitate proper planning and easy execution of agricultural functions. Salma Swaleh with more.
Migori County and the Kenya National Farmers Association have today begun a registration process of farmers headed by Migori County Director of Agriculture Linus Origa and Migori County National Farmers Association Chairperson Peter Muita. The registration process is aimed to increase food sufficiency and market access. According to Linus, the main aim of clustering farmers is to establish their population and to help the county to plan and execute agricultural functions.
Department, that is something that we appreciate because we need a database that tells us how many farmers we have, what value chains are they participating in, where they are located, and what are the challenges, because that is the kind of information that we use as a department.
However, Linus noted that the identification process will also enable the Department of Agriculture to map out different types of entrepreneurship and how best to engage donors and sponsors. He added that the registration process will help farmers access loans and grants to help them improve food production.
The ultimate goal is that we are trying to make our farming productive. We want to make our farming business oriented, and we need every single partners within the county to help us.
Peter Mweta on his part said that KENAF will work with the county to ensure that a proper database is generated for all farmers in the county. He also emphasized that by identifying and clustering farmers according to their respective enterprises, KENAF will have an easy time in terms of establishing markets among its members.
Tumekutana na viongozi wa sub-counties, tunaenda kufanya registration ya wakulima tukishirikiana na county government, tuone wakulima wanalima nini huko pa every sub-county na kuna wakulima wangapi ili tuweze kujua kila mkulima Kenya analima ni nini.
The farmers registration exercise will take place in all 40 wards across the county with the help of agronomists and extension officers to ensure enough data is recorded. Edward Nyamo, KUTV.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We want to put a comma there on our news updates, but not to worry because KUTV keeps you updated. All right, so keep at KUTV. You're going to be receiving more updated news pieces and of course other pieces that are making it to our news updates, and you are going to be knowing exactly what is happening in the country, within and without our borders. All right, so we want to put a comma there and move on. We want to go for a break, but before we do, when we come back, we are going to be talking all matters culture. We have a segment on culture because this is Art and Culture Monday, so we're going to be talking a little bit about culture, and then of course later on we're going to be having our guests of the day, and they are amazing. Like I have told you, these are creatives that are disrupting the airwaves. Okay, so you're going to be having an amazing time. You're going to be having great conversation, so don't go anywhere. If anything, we have just started, so stick around. I'll see you on the other side of the break.
Kurunzi ya kilimo huimarisha afya na uchumi endelevu katika jamii. Ni msingi mkubwa wa kipindi Boresha Kilimo. Kipindi hiki kinajikita katika teknolojia ya kisasa, utafiti na ushirikishaji wa wadau wa kilimo kuonyesha shughuli mbalimbali shambani. Kwa suluhu ya utoshelevu wa chakula, tazama Boresha Kilimo.
Nyama kwani nipe bia. Da, maisha ni haya mwanaume ali. Da, sielewi yani hata neno moja. Yani tunasikia maboko likolo. Yani ukiniangalia tu huyu mwamba huyu anafiti sehemu fulani. Wewe inakaa. Without your love, I can't move on. Yo, that's your boy Rhino the Don. Keep watching and listening to KUTV.
Lola ni programu inayokupa fursa ya kutizama video zozote pindi tu unapokuwa na nafasi. Hadithi za kukupa motisha, drama, maisha ya vyuo vikuu, teknolojia, masuala ya jamii, kuzuru maeneo tofauti, spoti, burudani na zaidi. Pata programu ya Lola sasa kwenye rununu yako kwa yote unayohitaji.
What's up, fashionistas? Looking for a show that brings you the latest in the world of fashion, glamour, creativity, and style? Fashion Diaries got you started as we explore street fashion, modeling, runways, red carpet events, and so much more.
Catch me, Ashley Asachi, as we unlock the greatest fashion events. Keep it locked.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are having a great time right here at Art and Culture Monday. Our first hour is down and we are 6 minutes into the second hour. If you're talking to me, remember you're talking to me on what you like about your job. Today is Labor Day. We are saying Happy New Month, Happy Labor Day. And the question of the day is, what do you like about your job? All right, that is the feedback I am waiting for on 0739110544 at KUTV Kenya on Facebook, where we are streaming live right about now, at KUTV Kenya, where we are streaming live on YouTube right about now. And I've posted that question also on FB. So Kimbia Pala, just look for Karen Blessing. The question on the stories, leave me your feedback there, and I'm going to be getting to it in just a bit. Now, last Monday, we talked about a specific culture of women and what they were doing both to their lips and to their earlobes, and, putting in plates as big as they can get. And we were asking on the standard of beauty, or exactly what do you consider a standard of beauty, both from the past and from the present. Like you can see from your pictures right there, women are doing that to their bodies as a sign of beauty. And we ended up actually asking, by the time we were getting to the end of the show, how far is too far as beauty is concerned? How do women perceive beauty as of today's standard in comparison to those traditional standards? And we also asked men what they considered to be too much for beauty, and what they considered to be a standard of beauty both then and now. And just a reminder on that story, I'd still like to know one, what you think. What are some of the traditional ornaments or trends that were considered beauty, that were considered trends of beauty? Do you know? That was our first question on that story. And then we asked, even right now, how far is too far as beauty is concerned? What right now do you consider as beautiful? Because I do believe that it's not a one shoe fits all kind of situation when it comes to what to decide, what you decide is beautiful. But I'd like you to share that with me. So you want to run that story right about now to see the women that actually considered this to be standards of beauty. And then of course I'm waiting for your feedback to let me know what trends and what trends both from the past and from the present do you consider to be standards of beauty? But right about now, let's get to it as I wait for your feedback on 0739110544 and also on our online platforms at KUTV Kenya across the board and at Karen Blessing. So waiting for your feedback as we see through this story.
The Suma tribe living in Suri, southeastern Ethiopia, has practiced the tradition of lip piercing for the longest time now. The custom of wearing a liplet is linked to the female's fertility and eligibility for marriage, and is done to an unmarried girl about 6 to 12 months before her marriage. The cut, which involves the removal of the incisors followed by piercing the lower lip, is performed by the girl's mother or kinswoman when she reaches the age of 15 to 16, left to heal, then stretched for several months by expanding the sizes of the liplets. According to the Suma tribe, the larger the plates, the more beautiful the woman is, and the larger the dowry. To them, liplets are a symbol of great beauty and commitment to the husband, since it is worn with great pride when a woman serves her husband meals. However, this tradition has resulted in an effect on the women's speech, since the liplets alter the articulators needed for speech production. Compared to the Maasai tribe located in Kenya and Tanzania, piercing their earlobes instead is considered a tradition. The earlobe piercing is performed on both men and women and is done using a red-hot knife left to heal, then later use wood, bone or stone to stretch to their preferred sizes. Women earlobes are longer than that of men and are considered a sign of beauty. For men, it is considered a symbol of wisdom and respect, with the elders having the most stretched ears. The tradition is done on youths during initiation as a rite of passage, but is slowly fading away since it is believed to be associated with illiteracy and the need for modern Maasai people to fit in with other cultures which do not perform the practice. Other than that, the Maasai people are known for their unique body ornamentation and beaded jewelry. Now, you know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what was considered as beauty, of course, from the Masuma tribe and the Maasai tribe right here in Kenya and, of course, in Tanzania. And that had to be interesting. And also, we are talking about the implications of it, that if it meant a girl was more beautiful, therefore could attract more dowry, that means the parents were in on it. You know, because the receivers of the dowry are parents and not necessarily the girl who has a huge plate on her face. But that was from the Suma tribe who are living in southeastern Ethiopia, and also from our right here Maasai community, and also the Maasai community in Tanzania. I'd like to hear your opinion on specific. Do you think that is a standard of beauty, or what are the trends? You know that right now can be like, are you sure? Is that really, really pretty? But in the olden times, it was actually considered to be a standard of beauty. I'd like to hear from you on that one. And I'm loving that some of you are already sending in your feedback. I am loving it. I'm going to be getting to it in just a bit. If you're wondering how watu tunaongea wapi, we are streaming live on Facebook right about now. So just go to Facebook, look for KUTV Kenya, and that link that is live right now is this one. So drop your comment and tell me what you consider to be a standard of beauty now, and what you saw, you know, from your tribe, from your kingsmen wa kitambo, what did they consider to be trends and standards of beauty? We want to move on to our culture story today. It's actually called Culture Did You Know? Because there are a lot of cultural things that you may not have probably heard about or even thought about, but they were there regardless. So today we are talking about scarification of the body. Yes, scarring one's body. So scarification is a custom in the ancient African culture, and it was an act of making scratches, burning or cutting of the skin by use of razor blades or sharp knives, and was a common practice in the traditional African cultures. Like you can see on your screen, those pictures right there, those marks were made either by razor blades or sharp knives. Tuanzie tu hapo. One, I'm already scared. Let's start from there. From how it is done, I'm already quite scared. So, these are African tribal marks, which were done with specific patterns. So not just randomly, it's specific patterns, as you can be able to see, and specific patterns, and actually were done for specific purposes. Different patterns mean different things. Did you know this? I personally, you know, going through this, I'm like, I did not consider that to be a standard of beauty, because even this scarification was also considered as beauty. I think I want to say the rest after we have gone through the video and we have seen through what we have prepared for you. But right here today is this is the culture story Did You Know of the day. Take a look.
You know, scarification, a custom in the ancient African culture, was the act of making scratches, burning or cutting of the skin by use of razor blades or sharp knives, and was a common practice in the traditional African cultures. African tribal marks was scarification with specific patterns drawn on the faces and bodies of individuals for several purposes, including protection, ethnic identification, and aesthetic and beautification. The patterns were made based on their ethnic groups, different meanings, different inscription, shapes, and different names. Scarification is traced from foreigners who lived in Egypt in the 5th century BC and who cut themselves with knives on their foreheads to differentiate themselves from the Egyptians. This practice was then adapted years later during the rise of kingdoms in Africa for the people to differentiate themselves from invaders from other kingdoms. Among the Yoruba people in West Africa, scarification in children was done to prevent the death of a child at a tender age, to ward away evil spirits, in addition to traditional healers using it for treatment of illnesses. In the olden days, huge and unpleasant marks were deliberately drawn on the faces of children by their parents to prevent them from being kidnapped as slaves, since they will be seen as damaged goods. Grounded charcoal dust was applied on the open wound to stop the bleeding, enable fast healing, and for pigmentation as it heals, so as to never fade away. To some communities in West Africa, it was used as a rite of passage to test the perseverance level of the individuals, with girls who were afraid of scarification being doomed to a life of not getting a husband and not being able to go through childbirth. Men who were not able to go through it were labeled cowards and were not allowed to go hunting with other scarred men. Today, Dinka and Nuer of the Nilotic group in South Sudan are a few of the people that carry on this practice. However, encrabbing or tattooing is a scarification technique in the modern day that serve almost the same purposes as those of the past beliefs, which include for religious purposes, an indication of a group membership, a status symbol, as an artistic expression, and for permanent cosmetic. Now you know.
Wow, ain't that something that you should know? But I like this story because it's not just for beauty standards. Like you can see, others were actually, this was done to them to make them seem like, I don't even know how to phrase it, like damaged goods, so that they cannot be taken for slavery. Well, that must have been clever, because slavery was a huge issue. So some parents did this to their children, to their young men, to their young women, so that they would not quote unquote appear appealing to be taken into slavery. That is one reason. Another reason is actually that this was a mark of perseverance. Tuanzie tu hapo. We can't do something else to show that we can persevere situations, because this was actually regarded as a test of perseverance, of how much you can be able to endure, especially for the young men in the Nilotic communities, to show how much they can be able to withstand. Well, I'd say there are better ways to test that right now. And that makes me glad that I was not born in these centuries. But regardless, these are beliefs. These are African cultural communities. These are things they believed in. These are things that tended to speak to a man's perseverance, a man's ability, to go out there and hunt and come back and provide for their families. So they did legit have a reason of doing so, but this was a culture, did you know? So I hope that now you know, but I'd like to hear your opinion. Would you do this? Would you have such marks on your skin today? And especially, I want to hear from the Nilotic communities. And I know they are Dinka and Nuer of the Nilotic group of Southern Sudan have a few of these practices still ongoing. And I know you guys watch, because I have seen you guys, a few of you on the comment section from here and now. Do you still do these scarification processes? If so, why do you do it today? Because then those times we have learned we are no longer going through slavery, so at least we know that is out of the question. But I'd like to know why, if you guys are still practicing these customs, and if you are, why are you? Wewe mwenye you are not Nilot, you are not Nilotic rather. Let me know if you would still practice these cultures and what your general opinion on the matter is. Otherwise, I'm waiting for your feedback on 0739110544 and on our online platforms at KUTV Kenya and at Karen Blessing. And there is a bit of feedback that has come in, so I want to get to that. Tracy Wahoo is a Monday gang. Ali Riza anasema loving the show. Thank you very much. She was here very, very early in the morning. Deritu Njoroge is saying loving the show and the host looking super lovely. Thank you very much. Wanjiku is saying, what I like about my job is that it doesn't exist. Wow, great stuff. Did you hear my vibe when I was reading this comment? Did you? That it does not exist. Well, Wanjiko Wanjiro, let me tell you, it shall. It shall very much. I'm loving the show from Kahawa, but it shall. Yes, someone else is also on my inbox, and they were saying that they love what they love about their job. Let me see. Yes. Jesse is saying he loves his job because he has freedom and time. Well, that happens a lot when you're self-employed. You're able to come up with your own hours. You can decide to be working late at night, early in the morning, late in the evening. So yeah, that is definitely a flex for being being employed by your own self. So yeah, that is great. That is great. I think part of the perks that come with being self-employed is freedom and time, but not always, because you will be up way earlier than people who go to work from 8 to 5. You probably sleep later, but at least you get to have your own hours and take your own hours as you want. So that is amazing. I am continuing to receive messages from you. You are talking to me on Facebook and on YouTube, where we are streaming live right about now. So kimbia pale, tell me, the question of the day is, why do you love your job? All right, so let me know why you do love your job or not. Not sure, why are we assuming that we all love our jobs or not? Why you love your job or not? All right, so leave your comment pale Facebook live, YouTube live on the on 0739110544, and also on my Facebook. All right, just go there, look for Karen Blessing, the story that is running. Just drop your comment there, and we are going to be getting to it in just a bit. All right, we are going to have our first conversation of the day. Well, we've been talking, but I have not been having a guest. We are going to be having our first conversation of the day with our guest of the day, and it's a good thing that we are still talking about matters culture. I'm going to be delving into that very much, but we are going to be having our guest of the day, and we are going to be talking about matters culture, specifically the Kikuyu culture, and we are talking about our conversation is around returning the river to its course in Mount Kenya. Yes, returning the river to its course in Mount Kenya. For those that can hear the Kikuyu language is let me see if I can remember that. Goshokia mae mokaro. Hey, I know this thing. Roe, goshokia roe mokaro. Or timai, roe, goshokia roe mokaro. Or returning the river to its course in Mount Kenya. That is the conversation that we are going to be having up next. And I know you have a lot to say, but I also cannot wait for what our guest has to say about that. So stick around and enjoy these conversations that we are having right here on Art and Culture Monday.
Talked about giving people who do not have a voice to have a voice concerning this particular community, because 20 years ago this was not an issue, but now it is a debate not only in Kenya but world over.
Issues of LGBTQ, issues that are now, I'll say, universally, they are major issues, and maybe as a country we may need to look into it.
Kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi wale wana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Welcome to Children's Corner. I am
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
The folks are going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
People pass kuvuka. People pass ni idea.
Tazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni dunia ni leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Kurunzi ya kilimo huimarisha afya na uchumi endelevu katika jamii. Ni msingi mkubwa wa kipindi Boresha Kilimo. Kipindi hiki kinajikita katika teknolojia ya kisasa, utafiti na ushirikishaji wa wadau wa kilimo kuonyesha shughuli mbalimbali shambani. Kwa suluhu ya utoshelevu wa chakula, tazama Boresha Kilimo.
To the Church O'Clock Show. I'm your host, Esther Becky.
And my name is DJ Terror.
We start you off with a word of prayer and get you started with a live transformational worship experience. And have our minds renewed by the word of God on the word segment.
And not forgetting new music za hii wiki, yani ndakuwa bado nawapatia pale wasanii wamekuwa kiwakali. So make sure manzo umetune in because zitakuwa zina flow pia pale mixes kwa wingi, yani zitakuwa zina come through, and pia performance yani from our gospel artist hapa on Gospel Art
from 7 to
10 a.m. only on KUTV.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching KUTV Kenya. The show is Art and Culture Monday, and of course, you're with me, Karen Blessing, and we are having a fantastic time right here. Like we said, or I said at the beginning of the show, this is Art and Culture Monday, so we are talking about art and we are talking about culture. And right this minute, I have a guest with me in studio, and we are going to be talking all matters culture. All right, that is what we are going to be discussing at length to know exactly where are we culture-wise, because no matter the advancements that we make in terms of technology, religion, we are still African. We are very African. Africa is at the heart of our existence. So today we want to have a conversation about our culture, and specifically our culture around the central region of this country. And I am not alone in studio. I am joined by another gentleman, and I want him to introduce himself, and after we jump right in. Good morning.
Good morning,
How
Karen.
are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Yes.
And I'm
Okay.
glad to be here at the KU
Yes.
TV.
You're most welcome. How
Thank
is your
you.
Monday morning?
My Monday is fantastic.
Uh-huh.
I woke up very well. I came, although I'm a bit late, some hiccups,
Yes.
and also there is a job I was doing. I had to make sure that everything is in order.
Yes.
So that the people can continue to work.
Yes.
As I come. So
So leo
apologize.
wewe hauko off?
Siko off.
Yes, wewe uko job.
Niko job. Immediately after here, I'll go back.
You're going back to work.
Yes.
Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to
thank
you
you,
and
thank
I
you.
who are working today.
Thank you.
Nashukuru sana. Thank you for making time to be here. I want you to, on your camera, say hi to people at home. Tuambie wewe ni nani, alafu we jump right in.
Okay.
Yes.
How are you? Good morning, our viewers, and happy Labor Day. My name is Reverend Eddie G. G stands for Gadhangi Waiguru. People also know me, like those who are following us on social media, Kunta Kinte.
Yes.
Yes, it's also a unique name.
Yeah.
And Reverend, I belong to Ecumenical Catholic Church of Christ in Africa, under the able great man of God,
Yeah.
Archbishop Godfrey Shiundu. He is currently in Kitale, and he's watching.
Yes.
Yeah, he gave me his blessing, and he told me go and share. He does not belong to our culture, the Kikuyu culture,
Yes.
but he understands, and he's always like the church, Ecumenical Catholic Church of Christ,
Yes.
is very much based into Africanism.
Yes.
Yeah, the face of Africa into religion. So that's why I felt I feel at home.
Yes.
Even with my Lord Bishop
Yes.
Godfrey Washike
Yes.
Shiudu
Yes.
from Kitale. Previously, before I joined him, I was in the Roman Catholic Church.
Okay.
Yeah, and then anyway, we'll share more
Yes.
so that you can know now even that transition
Exactly.
from the Roman to ecumenical.
To ecumenical.
Yes.
Let's how about we start from there? What is the difference? Because before now, I thought the Catholic Church was just one whole branch. So there is
Okay.
the Roman Catholic and there is ecumenical Catholic.
Yes.
What is the difference?
Okay, I can say just from the word.
Yes.
Whenever you go, you find, or previously we had, you have to mention the word Roman.
Yes.
And as we are talking about cultures, why must we include another culture in our name? That shows most of the things that are done in the Catholic Church follows a certain culture of the Romans.
Yes.
That's why even whenever you're having sacraments, the baptism, all those things, marriage, you have to follow a book.
Yes.
And the title of the book outside is called Roman Rites.
Yes.
So it's almost like instead of saying Roman culture, it's written Roman rights.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you felt like that is that has incorporated more Roman culture than
Yes.
really the African culture.
Yes, or even the general culture of Christ.
Yes.
Because that's why it's called Ecumenical Catholic Church of Christ, not of a particular kind of a culture.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the clarification. I'm already learning. I hope that you people at home are learning as I am here, because that's why we are here. Today we want to sit and we want to listen.
Okay.
So you are a professional mediator.
Yes.
Let's start from there.
Okay.
What does that entail?
Yes.
Yes. So like, what is your job description as
Okay.
a professional mediator?
Yes, as a professional mediator, first of all, we deal with something I think very many people use this term, ADR. I don't know whether our viewers or those here,
Yes.
ADR is Alternative Dispute Resolution.
Okay.
And the judiciary
Yeah.
is really promoting alternative, because we have had a lot of backlog of cases in courts and what, and most of them could be dealt with outside the court. And the most unique thing about mediation is there is nobody wins alone. It's a win-win.
Yes.
So even if you have a case of people want to divorce, and so a couple comes to us and they want through the mediation, we'll make sure that everybody at the end everybody is happy.
Yes.
Nobody feels nimeshinda hiyo kesi or this. We make sure that we see it deals also with emotions. It has not, mediation has nothing to do with law. Sheria inasema nini, illegality, all those things. We want to see because most of the things we do, maybe emotions comes in, or the situation that you are in, maybe financial constraints at home, so they make you do things, and instead of now people having a round table like this one, so that we can talk, you can hear this other person's perspective, and he can also, or she can listen to you, and then from there you see there's something growing. We have had very many experiences of people who have gone to mediators for divorce, and cases went on very well. It was finished, and then everybody went his own way, only to be called again for now another union, because these people, they did not go with grudges. So in case of child custody, we also deal with them. We also deal with the land dispute, neighborhood or what. There are many things. The only thing I think is not really mediation can happen in anything except those things that are very criminal. That really have to deal with the law. You have to
go see what the law says about this specific thing.
So those are some of the things. And in Kenya, we were lucky to have Kofi Annan coming.
You remember, we have,
to see. And I don't know why even those who have been ahead of us have not really, because it's not yet very known. You go to our areas, especially the Central Province or the Mount Kenya region, as our topic today, you realize most of our people are the ones who are full in jail. Wamejaa kwa gereza. And maybe the issues that took them there
could be mediated,
and we would decongest.
Yes, I'm thinking that means if we embraced mediation more, we would have, even like you have said, most of these cases would be resolved amicably without necessarily having to use the law.
Mediation saves time, because cases like large cases that would take hundreds of tens of years, because even the lawyers also want to benefit from there. Mediation, you sit together, and within 1 week you have solved the land dispute. You have saved the people money, because also those cases, they use a lot of money. Mediation, you just sit together, you have an agreement, and you so everything is well.
So even in terms of price, it saves cost
a lot. A lot.
Okay, then I think we should come back here to talk about mediation in specifically, because I feel like that is a whole unexplored field that most of us may not really know about, but that could save us a lot of time and a lot of money. I think we are definitely inviting you back here to talk about mediation specifically. Yes, to sit down and talk about mediation, because unfortunately that was not where our topic of the day today was about. So we want to move on and to Mount Kenya specifically, and there are a lot of things. I feel like with you we will have to pick and choose, because there are a lot of things that we can talk about, but thank you for taking us through mediation, and I think that is something we could call you back here to discuss. But well, let's start from the elephant in the room. Alcoholism in Central Kenya. What is happening with our people?
I want to start with that. This is something that has been there for quite some time. Also, as I in my profile I had written, I'm a publisher. I've authored, I'm an author. I wrote a book in 2015. I published a book by the name Becoming a Full Gikuyu Warrior. I'm sorry I forgot a copy. I'll bring it next time.
The next time he's here, he'll bring it.
And then it was that issue. In 2014, there was also the same case when the former President Uhuru and our governor Waititu were all over destroying, pouring.
Yes.
You remember?
Illicit brew.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was inspired that time, although I was still in the seminary studying for priesthood.
Yeah.
And I was able to write. Later is when I'm going through whatever I wrote that time, I say, wow, this was God putting something in me at that stage.
Yes.
And you see now, 9 years later, from 2014 to here, this thing has like exploded.
Yes.
Because the way the situation is, it's not good at all.
It's not
It's not good at all. Yeah, I most of the time I'm in Kiambu town. Even I'm also working with the transport industry in Kiambu, and I'm surprised by how many watu wanakuwa wenda azimu.
Yes.
Yeah, every time you find new people, they are becoming so many.
Yeah.
And because of the issue of alcoholism, the issue of drugs. So I want to say
it's a rampant issue. Then this brings us to the question: what is the role of culture, religion, and government? Because I believe all of us are involved in trying to, salvage this situation.
Okay.
So what is the role of? Let's start with culture. What is the role of religion, church, and what is the role of the government?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Let me start with the role of the government.
Yes.
And I want to also echo the work the Deputy President Ligiji is doing. That's I think the role of the government to use the mechanism they have to fight it. So I wish to recommend and say HECO, may they continue.
Yes, so but as far as the government is concerned, especially in Central Kenya, you feel they are doing something about it. They're doing a good
I
job.
believe they are doing something. And last week, I had an appointment, although I failed, I was a bit far, with the County Commissioner of Kiambu. And we were to meet last week, but I hope we will meet soon to discuss on the same issue on how the government is working on. So I would say they are doing their part well, but whatever the government is doing could only take care of maybe 10%.
Yes.
So
they can do more.
No.
Yeah.
The most they can do
about
alcoholism in Central Province is 10%.
Yeah.
They have no capacity of doing more than that.
Yes. Okay, so I get it. So you are saying to curb alcoholism, the government can only do so much.
Yes. Just whatever they are doing.
Yes.
But there is too much.
Yes.
That other people or we can
other participants.
Like now you're talking about culture,
and religion. Yes.
The two have like 40-40.
Yes. Ooh, yes. And then the government is left with 20. All right, 10. Or 10.
And then the other 10.
Yes.
Personal.
Is personal. Oh, because there is also personal engagement.
Yes.
True.
You know the issue of alcoholism.
Yes.
You can choose. Like I have a friend we are working with, and he used to smoke very much, and one time, every time he would be invited by some friends in his car. Na kila wakati, whenever he enters in the car, I say, hey, what is that smelling?
Yeah.
So because he used to smoke.
Yes.
So every time he's invited by a friend, the question was, hey, what is that? So he felt very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like every friend is saying, mbona hiyo sigara inanuka hivyo na nini. So after some time akarealize hatawai. So umeona. So that's why I'm saying there is that personal level.
Yes.
And then the 10% of the government, whatever they're doing, trying to use the local administration, the chiefs, to give the names, and then the names will be used by the police, the officers.
Yes.
Then they will go. Whatever they can do is to go to those people, and to go to those people and try to pour. Ban or close down those whatever. But now the other issue is the culture, first of all.
So here, before we go to culture, we are saying the government can only do so much. Yes, there is something that they can be able to do, but the government by itself cannot really be able to curb. It cannot be able to curb alcoholism, the government by itself. There is a role that culture plays, there is a role that religion plays, and of course, there is a role that the person, the specific individual, plays, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's putting that alcohol into your body.
Very true.
So there has to be something that you are doing to participate in the prevention of alcoholism.
Very
So
true.
let's go to culture.
Yes.
Yes.
As I said, culture plays a bigger role. I would even give culture maybe 50%.
Yes.
And religion would take
30%.
30%. In this matter, let me start with culture, because the whole of alcoholism, especially in Kenya, is the issue is more spiritual.
Yes.
Is more spiritual in this way that our culture, just like any other culture.
Yes.
Let me start with the Judaism culture that we follow, most of us who are Christians. When the Israelites were in slavery, when they were during the Passover, they had to use some rituals.
Yes.
They had to follow some guidelines to eat bitter herbs,
Yes.
to drink some wine.
Yes.
And that thing continued, including the Last Supper. When Jesus was with the apostles,
Yes.
they shared a meal when he was giving them the bread and the wine.
Yes.
And so we see those are part and parcel.
Yes.
And Jesus even himself had to follow
Yes.
the traditions of the
Judaism.
community.
True.
Yes.
Yes.
So the same case, even every other culture, there must be those guidelines of the culture. And the moment you go against, definitely
Yes.
you start seeing zinakurudia.
Yes.
So that one I want to say categorically.
So
I've been hearing debates.
Yes.
But I want to say here categorically,
Yes.
those things are very real.
Yes.
Go against your cultural beliefs, whatever your ancestors were doing, and you find yourself out of the way. And as I see the theme of this show,
Yes.
returning the river to its
course. Yes.
So the moment we started living our cultural
Yes.
beliefs and system, we learn out of our course.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is coming out very clearly that alcoholism is very cultural.
Yes.
It's more cultural than I actually thought, because previously I thought individual responsibility was taking 50%, but an individual does not just sprout out of nowhere. They come from a long lineage of culture and religion and things that their ancestors followed.
Yes.
Okay, so you think if we can be able to return the river to its course, we can be able to curb alcoholism?
Very, very well. It will come just naturally. And to connect now that with the other side of religion, as we continue. I remember when I was still in the Roman, I joined this group. It's called Charismatic, and we would go for praise and worship.
Yes,
and,
I have
all
heard
this,
about
and,
Charismatic.
and it is very good. Also, the issue of speaking to the Holy Spirit and listening to the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
That really helped me. And during that, when I was still in the Charismatic in the Roman Catholic Church, I used to meet very many people, some young parents who would not even give their children their own the names of their parents. You know, like the Kikuyu culture has a unique aspect of naming.
Yes.
I've heard that there is no any other community in the world that does it our Kikuyu.
The way we do it.
Yes.
All right.
Like you name your father, and then your kid will name you.
Yes.
Like that's lineage. So people are one.
Yes.
Yeah. Many other people use other. Maybe like our brothers in the region will say you are depending on the time you are born, the situation or what, or maybe famous people like during the time of Obama, many Obamas were born in the Lake region. But for us, we have
we have that you name your kid after your parents, and then they name you after
So there is that aspect when these parents, charismatic parents, realize that their parents were alcoholic. They didn't want to carry that name to their kids.
Yes.
So they used to look for other names. I have a friend, and I hope when he hears, he will not mind using that.
Yes.
I have a friend. First of all, it's a unique family because it's a Luo marrying a Kikuyu.
Yes.
And so it's also understandable that they would not want their kids to be.
Yes.
They want their kids to be patriotic, like Kenyans, not really tribal.
Yes.
So they call their kid Sabajun because the kid was born on 7th
on the 7th of June.
Yes, and that's the name. So you got the idea.
All right. So that's how far we are willing to go.
That's how we were when we were.
Yes.
And I almost recommended that. But now when I came back from my long journey of exploring the world, going to Europe, to Italy, going to the US, ministering. I went to very many churches, and
yes,
and where I started now, like opening up and trying to understand myself and my culture, is when I was sent to do mission in a country called Haiti.
Yes.
Haiti is a black people's country, the first black country to have independence in 1804.
Yes.
They are very, very cultural.
Yes.
So most of the things they do is very, very cultural. When I was leaving the US, going to Haiti, I Googled about the religion in that country.
Yes.
I was surprised to hear that the country is 70% Catholic, and then 20% other religion, and maybe 10 are not known.
Yes.
But it is 99% voodoo. Voodoo, you know, that Voodooism is the belief, like the West Africa, they have a lot of those Voodooism. It's almost like African. But anyway, I visited many of their shrines and whatever, so their system of prayers and whatever.
Yes.
Anyway, they have, I wouldn't say it's the best. There I would say, and I was happy that they are still kept something of the cultures that they went with from Africa when they went as slaves.
Yes.
But because they met there from people from different countries, and then they were fearing the Wazungus.
Yes.
So they would be doing their own cultural things.
Yes.
And then when they see a Muzungu coming, they would immediately get in their pocket and come out with rosaries.
Yes.
And start praying.
In pretense.
Yes. Okay. That they are doing whatever the Muzungu want.
Yes.
So today, you go to their shrines, whatever they do, they are doing all those things. They're even doing the rosary and praying those prayers, not knowing that it was being done as a way of kujificha wazungu.
Yes.
So they thought it is. So that's why they also need somebody to to show them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, in terms of religion, I would say people have not been able to understand.
Yes.
But there are people who are gifted. That means just like there are pastors who are gifted in this issue of deliverance. Yeah, like my bishop, Godfrey Shiundu in Kitale. I have also another friend. We have schooled with him for 10 years. He's also called Bishop Moringe, Patrick Moringe, is in Kirinyaga. And many other, and close here, we have a center. Many people go to Vincentian here in Wetavia. And we have seen many people going there who have issues of alcoholism.
Yes.
Wamejaribu kila mahali mahospitali wameenda kwa hawa watu kwa hizo. And
they have been delivered from that.
Yes, so that is much I can say about religion. So it's possible through those deliverance and prayers. But now, on the other one I was saying about culture, just to finish up, because I said it takes the bigger part, is that whenever I said whenever you lose, you don't continue with what your ancestors were doing.
Yes.
Like the issue you are talking about, marriage, odoni and whatever.
Yes.
And then because maybe there are some family members who are very saved, they don't want maybe hata pombe imwagwe huko.
Yes.
So the moment wamesema sisi hatutaki pombe hapa, so wale walikuwa wakunywe, they end up saying, okay, don't bring us, but let your kids take.
Yes.
So that's why we have many people taking. Because it missed where it was supposed to be.
Yes, so where it was supposed to be practiced, rather, where that was supposed to be practiced didn't take place.
Yes.
So it comes back in other forms.
Yes, that's why many people we see very much into alcoholism.
Yes.
They have no power, but they find themselves they have to.
Yes, because when they were supposed to to take the alcohol, or when in the rites of passageway it was supposed to be done, it was not done correctly. Okay, these are things we are learning today. We said it's a learning episode. We are learning a number of things, and that is actually interesting to know, because I feel like sometimes we speak out of lack of knowledge, but when we sit here and we understand such things, and I'm feeling like this is not the last time you will be here. We will need to sit down and demystify such issues, try to bring understanding to the people. But like he has said, alcoholism culture has about a 50% role to play.
Yes.
As matters where how to end alcoholism. Reverend has said that religion has about 30%,
Yes.
and then the government plays just 10%. They can only do as much. The chief of your area can only do so much.
Yes.
And then, of course, you have your own 10%, because unless you decide, all these things will be in vain.
Yes.
I want us to move to the rise of traditionalism, because now we are talking about matters that involve traditions very much.
Yes.
It feels like we are going back, especially the central Kenya community is moving back from religion to traditionalism.
Okay.
Why do you think that is?
First of all,
Yes.
allow me to to make some correction.
Yes.
It's not that we are going back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's start from there,
yes,
because it
because
starts from
tradition.
we need to understand exactly
yes,
what
even
is happening.
even when we talk about Christianity, the story of Jesus and all these other Moses or whatever,
Yes.
they are things of the past.
Yes.
They are tradition. But because we have been with them, we don't call them
Traditions.
So whatever we are calling tradition, and that's what even in our books, our kids in high school or in colleges, those who are doing this, they do 8-year African traditional religion. So
yes.
you ask yourself, why don't we say Christian traditional religion? Because
yes.
all of them have some traditional aspect.
Yes.
So, but ourselves, it's only that.
Yes, so we are not dismissing
Yes.
religion.
Yes.
We're just saying even that was
Yes.
also traditional.
Yes, they were all tradition.
Yes.
So, and if we understand that this is not really tradition, that it is something that we have come up with.
Yeah.
I like what Kwame Nkrumah talked about, even Africanism, because that's why now I want to talk about
Yes.
African traditional religion.
Yes.
So about now African, he said, I'm not an African because I was born in Africa.
Yes.
I'm an African because Africanism is born in me.
Yes.
So there is no way, if you are born, the African is born in you,
Yeah.
there's no way you can start saying, let me go to the past to look for it.
It is within.
It is within. So you have walked with it. It's only that it has been veiled.
Yes.
Ilikuwa imefunikwa
Yes.
with this period of colonialism, and then those the people who took over
after colonialism.
They became black white black colonizers.
Yes.
So that's colonizers.
Yes.
And I want to give an example of like there are people who make me feel, and I'm a great friend of mine, watu mpaka wamesoma. Sometimes they are doctors, and I hear them make a statement and I feel so bad. I even wish to tell them a bad name.
Yes.
When I hear somebody saying, hey, these people are going to the culture, why are they not going back to the wearing the zile nguo za kitambo, using wanatumia gari na simu.
Yeah.
And I feel like that person, sorry to say, shows there's something wrong with their head.
Yes.
Because let us look at an example of the Chinese and this Asian, the Korean or whatever.
Yes.
The missionaries try to go and instill their faith, all those to evangelize to them, and they refused. So they kept their practice, their religion, whatever they were doing, and up to today they have continued. And what can we say about Chinese today?
Yes.
They are already becoming superpowers.
Exactly.
They are not. It's not that when we were wearing those king whatever that they were driving cars.
Yes.
They were using. They were also in. We are saying artificial intelligence.
Yes. And intelligence.
Yes, they didn't have it that time. So these things are things that grow with time.
Yes,
with time.
With time.
Yes,
Okay.
100 years where Kenya was, you would be surprised, is where even China was.
Yes.
And even most of the part of the US. I traveled to most part of the US, and I was surprised that there are people who didn't even have phones.
Yeah.
Means of transport is a problem. So because for us, when we see things in the TV, we say, oh, these people are in heaven, they are superpowers. But
we think they came like that, like they were still like that 100 years ago.
No, this is it, we are going through series. We have become industrial revolution ikakuja.
Yes.
Sasa tukakuja enlightenment, unaona. So ni vitu zinaenda worldwide. Issues za phone zimekuja dunia nzima.
True.
So sio kumaanisha ati sasa kama wewe umeingia kwa tradition urudi
Urudi
kwa
to
to a horn forms of communication
yes,
of
and smoke signals.
And smoke signal. No,
okay.
that was that time. Even hata wazungu walikuwa wanazitumia.
Yes.
Ni vile hawatuambii.
Yes.
So that's why I would say this whole issue of African tradition, it's not that we are going back. That's what I want to say. It's something that is continuous.
That is progressive.
It's progressive.
So it means even like you have said, like you started by saying,
yes,
even the Romans had their own traditions during that time.
Exactly.
So even
and
theirs could
them.
also be called traditions.
Very true.
So they are improving upon them.
Yes.
All right. So the facts here are we're not going back to the past. We're just accepting that this is where we
rejuvenating what was hidden in us.
Okay.
It has been with us.
Yes.
So it's just we are opening our eyes. Yes.
Thank you for that clarification, because I think when we mention traditions,
yes,
we start to look for 50 years back, look at 100 years back, and that is not necessarily the state of affairs.
Yes.
So what is the state of religion and culture in Kiambu? Where are we right now? Because there has been a lot of that shift, a lot of unveiling, like you're calling it,
yes,
a lot of unveiling what was within.
Yes.
Where are we right now?
To answer that question,
yes,
I would use what many Christians use, the term that is very common to everyone, the body of Christ. Yes.
Yes.
And I talk this now as a mediator.
Yes.
Allow me, because now you're brought two parts. I'm in religion, and I also belong to other cultural groups.
Yes.
Like we have the Kiama and other.
Yes.
So now I want to bring this issue as a mediator.
Yes.
To say all these things, the churches, the different Kikuyu cultural groups, like we have very many. I see them like that body. Here, not the body of Christ, but
yes,
the body of the community.
Yeah.
You see, and just like the body has eyes, has hands, has legs,
true,
we all need each other.
Yes.
You see, like even whatever you're talking here, the issue of alcoholism, it's not the time to fight.
Yes.
That the religion can do better than culture. And even the culture, those groups, the Kiama, there are those who are called Watadai,
yes,
there are those who are called Mehirega Keda, there are those who are called the Mau Mau grouping. So all those people. And I'm so happy because whenever I meet them, they invite, I've shared with them, all of them, they have invited me to their place. So I have the knowledge of almost, so whenever I hear like the church condemning some of them, I really feel like those people are talking out of ignorance.
Yes.
Or when now those several groups of the culture condemning religion or abusing it, I also feel like they are talking out of.
It comes from a point of ignorance,
Yeah,
or of not understanding.
Not understanding, or maybe because somebody has suffered.
Yes.
So maybe when you are in the church, you suffered something,
yes,
so you want now to show.
To condemn the entire.
To condemn.
Yes.
That's the thing that it is happening currently. So I would say it's possible that if everyone knows his role, part yake, you play your part well.
Yes.
Let the other person play their part. Like well. There is no way a hand can complain that the eyes is not seeing well.
Yes.
Every part does its role, and that's why I would say if given a platform,
yes,
I'm ready.
Yes.
I have a friend who is the head of the culture in Kenya, Captain Congo.
Yeah.
He's a friend we have met several, and I always, and I would take this opportunity to clarify that I would love to have a sit together, yes, and we can bring all these things. Like now with using the skills of mediation,
yes,
and all this grouping,
yes,
can come together, because you meet somebody, and whenever you tell him, hey, I was with the other group, they say, oh, they're those like, groups, you don't ever go there. Yes. So what do you know about them? You just know, because we are not perfect.
Yes.
Nobody's, and especially, first of all, you are not perfect as an individual.
Let's start from there.
Then, when you become a group,
it makes you even more imperfect, if anything.
So, but there are people who specialize in those
in those imperfections.
Yes.
I think that is a conversation that we should have, and we will talk with my producer Ryan, to have those conversations, even have you two sit together, a person from that cultural side, you sit here and let's demystify, because I think we are getting lost in the lack of understanding, in the lack of knowledge, because these guys have said, why are Christians refusing bride price or taking bride price? We are picking on the weaknesses of each each other
Very true.
rather than sitting down to understand what we are talking about. Our time, I'm being notified, our time is up.
Okay.
So we will not delve deeper than that.
Yes.
But I can promise that we are going to come back here, sit down, and even with other people
Yes.
of different minds, so that we can sit here. And the good thing is that you are a bit of everything, of culture, of religion, and a mediator. So we
Yes.
can be able to sit here and have that
And
conversation.
that's the role of a mediator.
Even better,
Yes.
exactly. And so, you think there is hope for mediation? There
Yes,
is hope
it-
for
it-
mediating
there is.
traditionalism
Yes.
and religion?
And I want to say this because it's time has come.
Yes.
Let me use this final
Exactly.
time to
Go ahead. Yes.
to teach something. I'm
Yes.
also a teacher. That in the time of aspect of time, is divided into two.
Yes.
We have chronos and kairos. Chronos ni ile time ililetwa na wazungu. That's why whatever you put on your, nilikuwa na saa
Yeah.
imevunjikia.
On your way. Sorry.
So what's the scientific name of a watch?
Yes.
Chronometer. So
okay.
that's the time that ikifika saa hii, like
Yes.
you said, the program yetu inaanza saa hii,
Yes.
it should end at this time.
Exactly.
So we are regulated by
Chronometers.
chronometer.
Yes.
There is the second aspect of time, it's called kairos. Kairos ni time ya Mungu. When the time of God imefika,
Yeah.
something hata kama it just bring itself naturally. Like before this conversation we are having,
Yes.
people tried, like we have Pan-Africanists
Yes.
who tried akina Kwame Nkrumah at the wrong time.
Yes.
Haikuwa imefika time, but they did well.
Yes.
So today, whatever you are seeing here,
Yes.
it's not even the issue of tradition. It's not just with the Kikuyu. It's all over the world. Especially the black people have started rising up. We have a great doctor in the US called Dr. Alikana. I wish the program of this show would focus also on her.
Yeah.
She was one of the ambassador in African Union, and she resigned, or she was chased away because of seeing the richness of Africa and how the colonizers continue to use our leaders, African leaders, in the AU. So he was akafukuzwa.
Yes.
So when he went back to the US, he started moving to universities and enlightening the blacks, the doctors, the professors, telling them, let me tell you, Africa is the richest continent.
Yeah.
Don't be deceived. All right, ati mwanza kuinvest huku. No, save mpaka they started like an account so that they want now to when the right time comes,
Yes.
when there is opportunity to come back and invest in Africa.
Yes.
So I see Africa becoming another Europe or America in very short time.
Yes.
And we have all the capacity. We just need our presidents to have that mind.
Yes.
And on this note, this is something I have that reflection at night. I don't know whether it's the right time to share it.
Briefly.
Yeah, briefly.
Nicholas, yes.
It's just a statement.
Yes.
That we are hearing tomorrow. There is something that's supposed to happen tomorrow.
Yes.
About the issue, the conflict between Azimio
Yes.
and Kenya Kwanza.
Yes.
Which is, for me, I would say this government and the church, they should not be like one-sided. If it is constitutional that people should demonstrate,
Yes.
The government or the police should try and prevent the destruction of property and make sure that,
lives.
the people who are demonstrating, they are
Doing so peacefully.
So for our Baba,
Yes.
he has got an opportunity to meet very Pan-Africans, even those who are past Kina Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah. So he's a Pan-Africanist. And I think the energy he's using ni kucheza ligi ndogo. He's chosen, ndio Mungu amemweka hapo to unite Africa. So I wish he would now be making meetings with Kina Julius Malema, and also our great Oleta, although he has talked too much. I wish now he can start practicing Piero Lumumba. I like them. I and many other people. Joshua Maponga from South Africa or Zimbabwe. We have people who are coming up. And I also belong to another group. It's called ACUP, African Continental Unity Party. We have officials from different countries. South Africa, like our chairman is from Ghana. And so you see, this is not it's not just happening here.
Yes.
Time has come. That it's time for, it's called African Renaissance.
Yes.
Rebirth.
Yes.
Tunazaliwa tena
So
kama Afrika.
we can sit down and have these life-changing or life-altering conversations peacefully,
Yes.
without having to resort to death and loss of property.
Yes. So I would say, Baba, if you hear this, you have a role to play in African Renaissance. Just
Exactly.
that.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Reverend. It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
I feel like we would need much more time to really sit down and talk about these things.
Yes.
And we are grateful because this show is
just
Art and Culture
one last
Monday.
thing.
Yes.
I think if I go without this, you had told me about something about museum.
Yes.
In Kiambu.
Ah, yes.
Just to say, that's something that has been in progress since I came back to Kenya during the time of COVID. I have been in the committee working on the same. I even went and put a poster where that museum, I'm the one who got mafundi na tukaweka hiyo poster ya museum.
Oh yeah, he's talking about the Githunguri Museum and Heritage Center.
Yes. So I'm there, and when we were having the cultural day, me with the Secretary General, Bwana Ruben, we even brought an invitation to this university.
Yes.
Last year. I don't know whether it's right, but I hope the next one, because that's an organization that brings all the church, every Kikuyu, whether you are Muslim, you are Mukolino, you are whatever.
Yes.
People come together and celebrate
their culture. Okay.
And then recently, I was tasked by one PC Kagudi. He's also a great man in our community. And because the MP, local MP, Gabon wa Musoba of Githunguri, wanted to know the history of Githunguri and what wanted to be done, he requested PC Kagudi to do that. And because of his busy and his he requested
schedules,
me.
Yes.
So I wrote I am the one who did the proposal. I've sent it to the whatever. That's what I wanted to share. I'll share with you.
Yes.
Those things. I hope we are still to have an appointment with the MP.
Yes.
So that he can take that proposal to the parliament, because last year, the last regime, we wanted to use the local government of Kiambu, and they even passed the architectural drawing. So it went through.
Yes.
But now with this current government, we realize that this is a regional thing. Ni ya Wakikuyu wote, hata kama wenye wako abroad, wenye wako Kajiado, wenye wako Mombasa, Lamu. So it's not a Kiambu thing.
It's not necessarily a county government affair. It's bigger than that.
Thing is a culture. You know, easy Mount Kenya, for it to have like one voice, we need to have a place.
Yes.
Like a seat of authority, so that like the Roman have their place in Rome.
Yes.
The Muslim have a place in Mecca.
Yes.
So any great the Anglican have UK. So the Kikuyus or the mountain region, we also need to have
a central
seat
place
where kiongozi wetu akienda akikaa anasema hivi
and speaks from
na hapo ndio nataka kusema pia nikimalizia kwamba the last part ya kusolve mambo yote we need to have a handshake. This handshake is very very important. Bila hiyo tunaweza kosa kwenda mbali. This is a handshake between the Kikuyu current spokesman mwenye tulichagua na kura naitwa DP Rigiji and the person who is still holding Mudegi the chairman bado iko na Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the president. So we need to have
so that is a different one. That's a different handshake that you are talking about. Okay, we are going to follow up on those. Yes, and also talk about the Githunguri Museum, because we are very interested as Art and Culture Monday about the things and the faces our culture is going through and developing and unveiling and all of those things. And definitely we are going to invite Rev back to come and have those conversations better. But for now, we are 13 minutes past 9 a.m. Thank you very much for joining us today. We are hoping to have you another time. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have our lounge number 2 waiting, and this one is going to be full on entertainment. So stick around to Art and Culture Monday.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Lola ni programu inayokupa fursa ya kutizama video zozote pindi tu unapokuwa na nafasi. Hadithi za kukupa motisha, drama, maisha ya vyuo vikuu, teknolojia, masuala ya jamii, kuzuru maeneo tofauti, spoti, burudani na zaidi. Pata programu ya Lola sasa kwenye rununu yako kwa yote unayohitaji.
Adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technologies.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of ENGEN, Africa's #1 science discovery program.
Yay!
We're learning every day.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za tarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani swaibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahodha mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalonukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
We are all seeing the impacts of climate change. In Kenya, for example, the frequency of the floods is becoming more and worse. The amount of people and livestock we're losing.
The level we need to go is the level where the normal mwananchi and also the government stakeholders can uptake these solutions.
Those small acts multiplied by millions of us will help make a difference in the world at the end of the day.
It's just a slight behavior change that we need, and you'll find that it serves us a bit more than you put in. And that's the goal. We want to live a better world than we found. Because at the rate we are going, it's dire.
We will secure